there's a sense of relief because we didn't play as well as we would have liked, and because we were down 16-12 at half time, and we're up against an Italian side that have proven in this competition that they're tough to beat. I'm not sure it was that dissimilar for Wales or that dissimilar. Certainly when they played away in Scotland, they finished that game really strongly, and so I think they've looked at about 3 10-point differentials approximately in the 3 games so far. So there's a sense of relief because when we did create opportunities, I don't think we made the most of them, and when we were building some positive attack, we either made errors right before half time. It looks like we might get that differential we're looking for, and that gives you a level of confidence. And the ball was snatched off Connor, and suddenly they go the length, and it looked in the ruck that it was something that we'll look back at, and we'll look back at how well we chased back, and we almost stopped them, and fair play to Luke and Marisi to finish it. So at the end of all that, you are relieved. Even probably the last phase of the game sums up the performance to a degree, where Jacob Stockdale does an incredible job from the end goal out to the halfway, one man to beat, and the pass doesn't go to hand, and we knock it on, and we're left scrambling around on the ground trying to grab the ball. Not too dissimilar to the one with Keith Earls, where he gets through the line without being touched, and then we can't finish on the back of that either. So we've got to be better than that. They contested really well. I think it's the first time we've had that combination, and the difference in, I think the very first line out of the game doesn't help. If you don't hit the first one, we're up alone in the air, and we overthrow it, and from there on you're always feeling a sense of pressure, and it doesn't help. You want to get your confidence early in the game, and particularly on big occasions, because for a few players today it was a really big occasion.
Seems to be a lot of pressure on the team at times, individuals, Connor and Johnny at times getting angry and struggling to regain their focus. It seems to be a lot of pressure on the team.
Yeah, I think Johnny was a bit angry when he came off, because he'd just been hit 3 times off the ball. So I'm not saying any of it was illegal. I think they're well-timed challenges, some of them, and he gets that every week, but he felt a degree of frustration about that. And Connor is frustrated. He felt that there should have been a decision made when the ball gets taken off him, and I haven't looked really at it to know. And then he's grumpy, and then there's a real danger in you start trying too hard, and then you start trying too hard, and you tend to create pressure on yourself, and then you don't play well. You play best when your confidence is good, you have a sense of responsibility, and that you combine the two to be fluent in what you're delivering. And even there's a super pass from Connor straight to a player who drops it cold. He gets his first pass off the back of off a line-out, and it's too far in front of him, and he puts that down as well. When players don't get an early touch in the game that's positive, that accumulates that frustration, and unfortunately for us, we weren't cohesive enough right through that first half that it grew. Even in the second half, we did enough to win, and I'm proud of the players, the way that they stayed calm enough to make sure we got the win, we got the 5 points, and that was what we needed out of the game. Yeah, we're still obviously on the back foot. England have got 10 points. They didn't get a bonus point yesterday, which opens the door a little bit for us. And obviously Wales are in the strongest position now. They've won 3 out of 3. They've won away in France. So they've got to go. They've only got the game away to Scotland now to play away from home, and then us back in Cardiff, and that's going to be a huge match for us. We've got to make sure that we, over the next 2 weeks, keep building. There'll be a few guys who come in and out, obviously, in the build-up to the France game, and then we've got to put a better performance together, because France looked like they'd built a bit yesterday, and that's going to be tough for us.
Joe, those frustrations for Johnny and those challenges, like you say, obviously it happens every week. So is there anything you can do or he can do to mitigate against that?
Not really, because he's got to be the hub where he does play in the game. If he drops out of that hub position, I think he did a bit. It was his first game back for a long time in the England game where he wasn't in that hub position, and I think we suffered a bit as a result. I think when he's in there, he does allow us to get a little bit more organisation, and his decision making is usually spot on. So he conducts the orchestra really well. If he's not in that position, then you can't have the conductor out the back of the orchestra where no one can see them.
And just does he have a slight leg issue?
No, he just got a bump when I think the same guy got him twice in a row, and it just looked like he was looking for him, and fair play to him, he got him. So he was a bit sore. Yeah, Bundy. Yeah, he was withdrawn because of an HIA. While he did everything in the HIA with no problem, because the medics felt that he wasn't presenting on the field, on the pitch, even though he got involved in play post the actual incident. They felt that he wasn't in the right condition to continue, and so we're always going to err on the side of caution, and that's what we did. I mean, Bundy's already tapping me on the shoulder saying, can he play for Connacht next week, because he didn't get enough of a game today. So he is very, very keen to immediately get the boots back on and play again.
Sure. The average score between Ireland and Italy in the past 5 years was 50 points to 10. Do you think it's married to Italy to have cut it to 10 points today? I mean, they grew up so much to cut it to 10 points?
Yeah, definitely. I think 6 years ago, the 10 points was the other way, just about, in Italy's favour. But since then, we've had a number of really good results, both at home and away against Italy. And the one thing I would say is that, almost 4 years ago, we played Italy in the World Cup in our pool, and we had to work really hard, and we won 16-9, and Josh Furno almost scored in the left-hand corner, and Peter O'Mahoney got across and got him, as Peter's handy to do. But that's how tight it can be on any given day. I think people underestimate how any day can be different. You see 3 test series where one team win and the other team win, and people ask, why does that happen? It's because the margins are very narrow. Now, we've had some quite wide margins in the past, and they were narrower today. But as I said, I was pretty happy with the way the players worked their way through to make sure that we got the 5 points and we got the result.
Sorry. Look, it's similar to what Joe said, really. We struggle at times to be cohesive. There's certainly some good attacking play that we put through, but a lot of the times it ended up in an unforced error, and it's something we spoke about before the game. It's trying to be a bit more cohesive, and at times we were, but just not enough at the time, I don't think. But I said to a few of the lads afterwards, I was here in 13. It's difficult to win away from home in this competition because it's so competitive, and to get 5 points away from home, I was proud of the way the lads handled the second half, because we were under the pump, we were under pressure, and coming in at half time, guys were composed, and we got clear messages, and we implemented to a certain degree in the second half. But look, plenty for us to work on. I'm not going to sit here and say we're delighted with the result.
How much better do you feel you can get the next 3 weeks?
Say again, sorry.
How much better do you feel you can get the next 3 weeks?
Look, we know what's there, and we know we're not far off, but we've just got to figure out what we need to do to unlock it a little bit. It certainly isn't from the lack of trying. Guys are working hard. We're working hard in training to put it right and try and get our combinations right. But look, another 2 weeks. 2 weeks together, we'll get away for a few hours on Monday, back in later in the week, and we'll put our heads together and we'll try and get it sorted.
Joe, is it actually the fact that the game isn't quite where you want it to be in the long run? Is that that if we you can look back on this time, it would be a blessing in disguise? It's allowed you maybe to see things that you might not potentially realise.
Yeah, to a degree. I think there were some players who were given opportunity today, and some of them took it in parts and not in other parts, and that they were so very keen to get things right that sometimes that can adversely affect the way that they execute things, because we weren't as accurate as we would have liked to have been. I challenged the team at half time. I said, this is, I think I might have said, this is perfect. Now we can find out, can we work our way back into the game? Can we get back in control? And can we make sure that we get the full account from this game? And that's why I said I'm proud of the way the players managed to stay calm enough and deliver what we needed. Because when you're in that situation and the anxiety levels have spiked and you're away from home, and there's a huge expectation that we come here, and as was said earlier, the points differential has been big in recent years. Now suddenly it's not. Where do we find that reserve of confidence, that collective reserve, to make sure that there's enough cohesion we can create 2 try-scoring opportunities and also keep them tryless in the second half, keep them scoreless in the second half.
Joe, the Italians were very unhappy when Carty came across that because scrum half picked it through. What was your view of the incident?
Yeah, I think the quick tap was pretty well taken by Tito Tabaldi, and I thought he was outstanding on the day. I think he was looking to charge him down initially, and then he doesn't really alter his line of running too much. I think if we start to unpick that, we can unpick, Ian Henderson trying to get across to the corner and being obstructed by Esposito. You can start to unpick all sorts of things. I thought the referee made decisions on the pitch. He's the closest to the action, and there's no way that either team are going to agree with everything the referee did, because we've got the comfort of a screen, a monitor, and we can see what's happening. So, again, I thought that both teams probably had a few frustrations out of the game, and both teams, I thought, were well refereed in the game.
And Jack Carty won his first cap. I'm sure ideally he would like to make the game more comfortable and bring him on earlier, but I guess just how tight it was meant Johnny had to stay on.
Yeah, and we're still trying to get a rhythm for Johnny as well. So he has not played a huge amount. Jack, by contrast, has played a huge amount this season. He's been very consistent for Connacht, and that's one of the reasons he's here. But at the same time, he's had a lot of game time, and so it's probably balancing those 2 facets. Yes, I think it's fantastic that Jack got to make his debut. He got on, he almost snuck through a bit of a gap just after getting on, and he looked for someone to be running off his shoulder. He found some good space back in behind where Jayden had to go back and get it and bring it back out. And he did that really well all day, to be fair to Jayden Hayward. I think he really performed very, very well.
Take the last one. How do you feel Conor is playing this championship overall?
I think Connor's still trying to find his feet, and there's a bit of a risk for Connor that he tries too hard, I think he's frustrated that it's not the smooth running machine that he normally is. He's obviously frustrated to get pickpocketed. He felt that the player was offside, but you can feel whatever you like. It is the game, and you've got to get back into the game, and you can't let somebody have the ball when it's in your hands. So, he's frustrated about a few things. I thought he kicked some really nice kicks today, and on the back of that, I'm hoping that he gets a bit of his confidence back. As I said, there was a really nice pass at one stage straight to the player that got put down. No doubt that hurts him, because he's feeling that he's putting it out there and it's got his zip in it, but we didn't get anything on the back of it other than an opposition scrum. So, I think he's going to keep building, and France will be another opportunity for him, all being equal.